Hello, everyone, and welcome to Constructed Clash. I'm Izzet, and I'm joined by GP Topic competitor, multiple Pro Tour time competitor, my best friend, and the man with the stash, Matt Kling.
Hey, how's it going?
Is this on purpose? Did you do a stash on purpose on your, or is that just how it grows?
I mean, it's not. It's just patchy on the sides, I guess.
Okay, all right. It looks
Express it
good.
like that.
It looks good. You're like, now you're self-conscious about it.
I'm not worried about it.
So, uh, we are in an interesting time, which usually means that we wouldn't record, but Matt is my hero, and he's like, "Nah, Spencer, we gotta even record on weeks that are weird. Like, we gotta make this video series count for what it's worth. I'm having fun. Let's do it." And you encouraged us to record, even though modern season has ended. Standard, we can't play with the cards. Like, you were like, "Let's do it." Why is that important to you?
Yeah, I think just making sure that we're doing this consistently will help both the viewers and ourselves. Like, we've definitely had slumps in the past where we just like haven't recorded anything for
Months.
long periods of time. So
Yeah. I'm excited. So instead of doing the obvious answer was Pioneer, but Pioneer was not something that Matt enjoys, and honestly, like, who cares? Like, if we're being honest. So we thought we'd do something more fun. So we're doing Legacy today. In preparation for this, I played a couple Legacy leagues with up the Beanstalk control decks, things that pretty simple. Play some of the cards that I love. Throwing that all out the window. We're gonna play Grixis control. Probably my most played Legacy archetype, quote unquote, in the last, I don't know, like 8 years. I always go back to like these Grixis or 4-color piles, which I guess the other one was too. So but they are the thing that I enjoy the Legacy the most. And Matt, you're playing the deck that we talked about, I think last week or the week before, just in that has completely shaken up the format in blue red steel cutter.
yeah, I mean, I think it's still okay to call it Delver. I mean, like I said, Delver has been Delver without Delvers for years now, really. I think the thing about this deck is that Delver has always been like a fine strategy in Legacy. There was a pretty good stint of time, probably the last, I don't know, few years has been like the worst time to play Delver in the past 2 decades. But that being said, whenever Delver gets any form of like real card advantage, like for example, Ren and Six, Oko, Expressive Iteration, things like that, it tends to be the best deck. And
It
with
just skyrockets. It's
yeah,
like giving
and
it rocket fuel to like a mini jet.
yeah, and with Reanimator taking some hits as well, I think that Delver's time to shine might just be here right now. So
Um, so for those who might be like pretty new to Legacy, Legacy is not one of the formats that is super competitive, but it's pretty beloved by the people that love it. What are the things that like people will have to know, kind of going into this video, to help them not just with understanding Legacy, but like what Legacy can do to help you improve as a Magic player?
yeah, I think the nice thing about Legacy is it really leads to a lot of condensed decision making. Like you can see the impact of your decisions very clearly and immediately in Legacy, as opposed to like other formats where it's kind of a little bit ambiguous whether your plays were correct, and sometimes you only have one option on a lot of turns in other formats. In Legacy, you are mostly uh, given a whole series of decisions, and they can all impact the outcome of the game pretty immediately. So that's one of the reasons I really like it. Learning how to play with cantrips is also very important in Legacy. Planning out both when you're going to use your cantrips, as well as like cantrips just necessarily lead to planning out multiple turns. Like if you cast a ponder, don't have a fetch, you have to decide whether like drawing this one card that's going to be pretty good is worth having potentially bad draw step next turn. Things like that.
Yeah, I think that sequencing is like the thing that Legacy teaches you that other formats can't teach you in a lot of ways, just because everything is so condensed, and the number of times we ran a league together in kind of preparation for this video, and the number of times where I was like, oh, like I want to sequence this way, and you're like, here's why I would sequence the other way, and you know, not knowing which of us was right, but knowing that like there were multiple options on both your cantrips, your force of wills, your what you would pitch to your force of wills. Like a lot of decisions happen that in like you'd think would be pretty simple, like what to pitch to your force of will, just pitch, whatever. But actually, that is not. It's actually not true. You might actually change the way you sequence in order to help you pitch to your force of will. You might change the way you sequence to help your brainstorm or your ponder and things like that. So
Yeah, definitely. I also think Legacy is really good at teaching you the value of understanding what's important in a matchup in a way that other formats don't. Like, Standard, for example, will have like a lot of cards that do actually matter. And you kind of have to deal with every threat as it comes. Whereas in Legacy, sometimes sometimes a lot of it is just kind of smoke and mirrors, and then you got to figure out which cards are actually impactful and actually are the cards you need to deal with either through counter magic or other means.
well, let's go into the decks. Before we do that though, just want to mention our sponsor, Untap.gg. Or wrong sponsor. Edit that out, Spencer. Just want to mention our sponsor at Mana Traders. Head on over to the link in the show notes or use the code CSMG5 right now to use that sponsor. That's how we create these videos. They're really amazing. It's how I play all my Magic online. It's how Matt plays Magic, period. So check them out. They're well worth it, and we highly, highly recommend them. Now let's go over to Matt's deck. All right, Matt. So I'm gonna move over your Murktide regions. Your deck is so expensive. All these cards cost more than 2. No, not really. But I'm just gonna read off your deck list for you. We got 1 Flooded Strand, 1 Island, 1 Misty, 2 Polluted Delta, 4 Scalding Tarns, 1 Thundering Falls, the full 4 Volcanic Island, and the 4 full Wasteland. 4 Bobble, 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder. We do have 2 Preordain. We have 2 Stifle, 4 Dragon Rage Channeler, 4 Lightning Bolt, and 2 Unholy Heat. We got 4 Days, 4 Quarry Steelcutter, 2 Brazen Borrower, 2 Murktide, and 4 Force of Will in the main. This looks like Delver.
Yeah, I mean, the general differences between the way that it's built now and the way that it has been built is that you are trying to run a lot less reactive spells. Like, basically, Force of Will and Daze are the only spells that are not castable in most scenarios. Like,
well, Unholy Heat.
Yeah, Unholy Heat can also be a little bit hard to cast, as well as Brazen Borrower, right? Like your opponent kind of needs to have a creature. Stifle as well. Like, it's not obvious how you're going to be able to stifle all the time, but generally speaking, like we're running Preordains, no Spell Pierces, and we're running, we're just really cutting down the reactive stuff, and like we're also running the full 4 Mishra's Baubles, which wasn't always true in Delver, in order to facilitate double spelling for Quarry Steelcutter.
Yeah, and one of the things that, I've gotten to be in leagues with you while watching you play this deck, and, watching you play this deck, like, the fact that it gives haste to Murktide region can sometimes be crazy. You're like, oh, yeah, you know how this Murktide region gave you a turn? No, it actually does not. You're just dead.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even giving the Dragon Rage Channeler haste comes up pretty often, so.
Just kind of really quickly going over the sideboard for those who want to understand this deck. You have 2 Hydroblast, 2 Force Negation, 2 Fury Macabre, 3 Pyroblast, 1 Blood Moon, 1 Meltdown, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, and 2 Null Rod. What are you trying to attack with the sideboard? And like, are your cards wide spreading? Are they narrow? Like, what are the sideboard kind of trying to do?
Yeah, I would say for the most part they're fairly widespreading, just based on what the metagame is right now. Like 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate is kind of a lot, but when you consider that Reanimator is the best deck, debatably, it's certainly the most popular deck. Having 4 pieces of graveyard interaction for them is pretty reasonable. Additionally, these cards are not terrible against Oops All spells. Like Fairy Macabre is not usually ideal, but it can work. Grafiter's Cage is pretty good against them. The Null Rods can also come in against Oops All spells, especially if you're expecting Belcher sideboard. Uh, Additionally, like there's still the I forget what they call it, but it's like the Mystic Forge combo deck. It might just be what they call it. Null Rod, pretty great there. The Blood Moon's just a little bit of a catch-all, and the Hydroblasts and Pyroblasts are pretty stock in any deck that plays either blue or red. Like, you just play some number of Hydroblasts and some number of Pyroblasts. They're just more efficient than your other counter spells in matchups where they can come in.
Awesome. Let's go over to my deck really quick. We have Grixis. This is just a straight up Grixis pile for those who are familiar with the idea of pile decks. This is just mono good cards, and that's it. That's kind of all it is. We have 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder, 1 Tameo, 2 Cling to Dust, 1 Reanimate, 2 Thoughtseize, 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Snapcaster Mage, 4 Orcish Bowmaster, 2 Sheoldred's Edict, 2 Baleful Strix, 1 Brazebar, 1 Narset, 1 Baravoif, 2 Kolaghan's Command, 2 Kaido, 1 Murktide, 1 Lorraine Revealed, and 4 Force of Will. Really relying this deck is its 2 Thoughtseize and its Force of Wills for kind of the unfair matchups. Maybe sometimes you get some splash hate on the Narset or things like that, but playing quite a few basics in 2 Island, 1 Mountain, 2 Swamp, and then basically just 1 Underground Sewers as its only Surveil land, 2 Badlands, 3 Bloodstained Mire, an Underground Street, a Volcanic Island, and 4 Polluted Delta as it's the rest of its lands. This one has 2 Consign to Memory, 2 Surgical Extraction, 1 Nighthill Spellbomb, 1 more Thoughtseize to the board, 2 Fatal Push, 2 cards that I had to read, Opposition Agent as a 1-of in the sideboard, and 1 from the Catacombs, 2 Meltdown for Artifact Hate, a Pyroblast and a Red Elemental Blast Split, and a Blood Moon. This is just like a pile of it's got Clean Dust in the main, which is part of why I think it plays a little less sideboard hate than your deck, as I do think that those decks would normally try to prey on something like this. So it's kind of already thinking about that. Trying to get value out of its Kolaghan's commands and its Planeswalkers is kind of ideal, and then kind of relying on Orcish Spellmaster to be good in the format because sometimes it's not.
Yeah, I would also highlight that Reanimate has a lot more modes than you might expect. If you've played a little bit of Reanimate in Legacy, you start to see like the more niche lines that you get to play with it. Like, for example, I mean, this is the most obvious, but Reanimate is just pretty good hate against Reanimator because they will often entomb even when they don't necessarily have a Reanimate, just to not have to draw their Atraxa, and you can Reanimate out of your opponent's graveyard. Additionally, like something like Oops All spells, they might jam an Undercity Informer even without protection, and when you force a will, it's not always the end of the game because oftentimes they can just rebuild and play another one. But if you reanimate one of their spies, you can target them and just mill them out.
Yep.
Which can be effective if they don't have a way to.
If they don't have a mountain in the deck.
No, it's not. It's not about having a mountain. If they don't have a way to cast, I can't remember the name of the card right now. Hold on, let me look this up. Okay. It is called Memory's Journey from the Graveyard.
Okay. Yeah, one of the cards that was really interesting to me in this list that there, I believe, is there just one of? I thought there was 2 of it, but Baravoif in the main is like one that kind of acts in that Planeswalker role a lot, but is like also like a threat to kill your opponent, which I think some of that's one of the reasons that I like this list was Kaido was kind of that, and like I'm pretty happy bouncing all of my creatures with Kaido in this list. So, listen, I'm not saying that this Grixis deck is about to pop off the doors in Legacy. I just think it's exciting to look at and to try to get some wins with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there is certainly a lot of value with all your ETB creatures and the Kaido having ninjutsu.
Yeah. Well, that is going to do it for the decks. Let's go into the games. Man, why you always winning the die rolls?
Did I win the last one?
No,
I don't
I'm
remember.
going to say that you win them all because
Okay,
it's
sure.
better for the
Fits your narrative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Yeah, you get it. Ooh, oof.
So this is like, I think a good lesson potentially for people that don't play a lot of Legacy. It's okay to keep a hand that doesn't necessarily have Force of Will or any immediate interaction. Like failing a Force check does happen sometimes, which means basically your opponent, combos off on turn 1. But you just can't mulligan for Force of Will in every matchup. Like you don't know what you're playing against, and mulliganing for Force of Will is just not a good strategy. So this is a long-winded way of saying that I am going to keep this hand.
My hand has double clinged us one land. Wait, I think it's a keep.
Okay.
I don't know. We're gonna keep it. It could be a short game 1.
Well, I think this hand is going to give you some time, so you don't have to worry too much about that, at least.
See, like I can hit that ponder. That's a draw spell.
Yeah. It's very. I mean, if you're counting on Cling to Dust to be a cantrip, it's very likely that you'll have something because lands also work.
Yeah, and I had a fetch land, so like I always knew that the first one was going to draw a card.
I'm definitely going to keep this. I'm trying to decide how to stack it. I think.
Ooh, that's actually something that's interesting that I hadn't thought about a lot during Clash Fit is we actually can't see that.
Yeah, I can move it down into my hand cam here.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to put this to draw 3rd. Then this, and then this one.
Okay. I think
This is kind of Magic Online specific, but it is generally worth not F6ing in Legacy if you're playing a deck that could potentially have Force of Will, even if you don't have it. All right, well. I think we're going to start out with a Wasteland here.
Oh, no. Okay. All right, Matt, I need your help. How likely are you to be able to make this a 3/3 next turn on average in this format?
I
guess it doesn't
if
matter.
that was my overall goal, I think pretty likely. Like
I actually don't think that it matters looking at my hand though. I just lead like this. You play around Stifle and just go grab a Badlands. But then I'm not playing around Days. Okay. I think I'm supposed to go this. Okay. It's awkward.
I don't think there was any way to really play around Days there, but
yeah, I realized that after I said it. I was like, well,
I mean I guess the one way to play around Days would have been to just wait until you had 2 mana in play, but you may have kept the 1-lander based on what we were talking about before, so unclear if you have a second land.
I think I'm supposed to pass here. It's not clear to me though.
Okay, I'm getting strong Bowmaster vibes here.
Strong Bowmaster vibes. I'll tell you one thing, that
I don't
Quarry
think
Steel
it
Cutter is
really matters. I think
not long for this world, so.
Okay.
I don't really care about the 1/1, so I am going to cast this now. Oh, I guess it's a 2/2. I forgot that it will get the. Okay. Yep. I've only played with that card like 2,000 times, so.
Yeah. I think we could just put both of the lands back here. I'm gonna fetch. I think I'm supposed to fetch an untapped land as well because I still have a Ponder yet to resolve. This is kind of some interesting sequencing that I hadn't even considered before. Sequencing it the way I did actually gives you... No, I guess it's the same number of prowess, so compared triggers anyway, right? No, it is actually one more prowess.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah. Okay. Just to reveal what I'm looking at here. This is kind of the thing that I was talking about before, where if you look at a Ponder and have one good card but two kind of mediocre ones, leaves you with a decision here. I think we're kind of priced into trying to get rid of this Bowmaster though, so I am going to keep this.
You don't want that Unholy Heat, man.
It is an Unholy Heat. It's interesting read given that there are 4 lightning bolts and 2 heats.
No, I knew. Would you like to attack?
Shouldn't I have gotten the prowess trigger from...
No, it was already cast. It was just resolving.
Oh, sure. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't give you the extra prowess regardless of how you stack it. I would like to attack actually. I think trading your Quarry Steelcutter tokens for almost anything is usually good value because I'll just get more, right?
I don't know how many more you're gonna get.
I mean, obviously you could just have a removal for the Quarry Steelcutter, which is fine. But even if that's the case, I'm not too worried about this monk token. I don't know. That being said, there is certainly an argument for...
I think I'm supposed to block because like I have the Kolaghan's command.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get to bring back the Orcish Bowmaster and kill your guy, that's like pretty big game. Like,
sure,
it's a lot to ask because obviously I've been wastelanded this game and kept a 1-lander, but okay. We have enough cards in our graveyard that I wonder if I'm supposed to cling to dust first, hitting one of your spells. So we're definitely drawing cards this turn. Ponder goes next.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate that you couldn't take me off of Delirium there. Actually, could you not have? Oh no, you hit the Ponder, right?
Oh, I did this wrong.
Or no, you should have hit the Ponder, right, instead of the Brainstorm.
Yeah, I just realized I did all of this wrong. Okay. I also did my sequencing wrong on Ponder because I don't play enough Legacy. Any order, and now I have to shuffle because I messed up. That sucks. I guess I should have just put a land on top. Oops. Hey, you know what though? That's good because like if you're gonna use our sponsor and play Legacy, you're gonna have to learn the ways of the Force. I definitely messed that up twice though. Thinking about it. Oh, I'm so dead.
I think that I am supposed to bobble now because if you want to flash in a Bowmaster in your upkeep, I think that's the most ideal time for me.
Yeah, I should have just put the island on top after I messed up. Just compounding mistakes.
I guess I already knew what the top card was.
How did you know what? Oh, you knew what your top card was.
Yeah, I knew what my top card was.
Well, is this a land? Okay.
I could go for some kind of suspect value here and try to like double brainstorm into turn to make another monk.
That would be wild.
I don't think that that's worthwhile. I mean, the thing is, I probably like with 2 brainstorms, I probably end up with a way to make another monk. So it's probably getting pretty close to just lethal here. But I think I can just play this more conservatively. I just don't think I'm forced into a line like that. Alright, well, we'll start off with the Dragon's Rage Channeler. Bolting my monk token. Okay.
Hey, it saves me damage, man.
I'm gonna top that.
Something that's interesting about this deck list that I did not consider before we registered it is I'm pretty sure that my Scryland is or my Surveillant is black red. And that sucks when you have 2 double blue spells in your hand.
Your Surveillant is blue-black.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, that's good. That's the one I want. So.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. I kind of want all of these cards. I guess I just don't need to fetch right now. That's probably the way to go. If I do have to fetch for whatever reason, I guess the Brainstorm is probably the card that goes away.
Mm-hmm. No! Why would you do that?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I actually stacked this wrong too, given that I knew that you were likely to fetch here.
Why would
It's okay though.
that?
I'll just stop that.
Yeah, I think that we're forced into pretending like Matt doesn't have an instant here, which is very unlikely.
Okay.
Alright, I think that's game. You can kill me next turn.
Seems possible that I will kill you next turn.
I'd be shocked if you didn't. That wasteland was so good.
I mean, there's a brainstorm on top of my deck, but I already know the card right underneath is a land, so it's not free.
Yeah, had I stacked that right, I would have been able to pay for that days and also been able to do all kinds of different stuff. So like you really see the power of those condensed decisions in my misplay there by just, doing the ponder wrong.
Sure. Can put a fetch land on top, and I guess I probably just want to put both of the lands on top. I don't really need to play a land this turn. This also might be lethal. I haven't counted yet. It looks like
It is one short.
or
Oh no, if you move it, it might be actually lethal. 4, 5,
7. It looks like 2 short. Oh no, 1 short. You're 1 short.
Yes. Yeah, 1 short. No, because that has haste.
Yeah, but it doesn't have.
Oh, but you lose
or
the
it's not
1.
gonna get.
Yeah. Okay.
Can definitely graveyard this one. Oh man, now I'm getting put to test. I can't remember. I think it's another land on top of my deck actually.
You just said 2 lands, so.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have 1 volcanic island left in the deck, which I think is the top card. So I'll just go ahead and fetch that now.
Do you have a spell? So a spell is lethal.
Well, it's not a non-creature spell. I guess if I had done this in the other order, it would have actually been lethal. So I actually did throw.
All right, I'm still dead.
No, did I? It doesn't it work out? Oh yeah, because I could have played 2 spells and then lightning bolt for the prowess. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't expect wraths in most main decks, so I think that this is pretty much checkmate.
Yeah, it was. All right, let's go to game 2. I would love to play first. I'm pretty sure this is a keep.
Yeah, my hand is also a keep. I could see from like an outside perspective that this hand probably just looks great, but it is vulnerable to something like Wasteland if I was playing against a Wasteland deck in the dark, but I think that you're still just supposed to keep this. Yeah, definitely not interested in forcing a Thoughtseize here. That's an interesting choice. It's pretty rare to Thoughtseize a Force of Will in a fair matchup like this. It's not. I'm not saying it's definitely wrong or anything. It's just an interesting choice.
I just don't think it mattered. Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe.
I mean, generally it's just a removal spell though, right? Against the Darcy. But maybe if you think you just can't beat the double force.
I mean, I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna make you force.
I mean, I don't necessarily have to force
you.
here.
You don't. I agree. I just.
You have 4 cards in hand.
Yep.
So my next turn is likely to be Wasteland second Darcy.
That would be really good against me.
Yeah. So I mean, the Brazen Borrower doesn't feel like it's going to get a lot of value here anyway. If I force this, I play Wasteland Darcy, I'm left with Brainstorm plus a random draw here. The thing is, if I don't force it, it is actually going to be a problem because I won't be able to Brainstorm. Like killing the, usually you don't want to use your Force of Wills to protect your creatures, but this is both a removal spell and a threat.
Yep.
So I think I am kind of priced into it
Do you
here.
see why I did the Force of Will instead of the Darcy now, by the way?
Because you had Bowmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I didn't think it was definitely wrong. It's just an interesting choice. I'm supposed to top that. I'm gonna want that at some point.
Yeah, I already have a problem with this deck's mana, by the way.
That you're trying to play 5 basics in a 19 land deck.
Yeah, I have like lots of problems.
Yeah, I think it's just gotta be correct to Wasteland here. I mean, that's just always true of Grixis, though. Like, it's just always like that. Also notable, like, if I don't know his deck list, it's still correct to Wasteland first before playing the Darcy, because if he has days, this just shuts off days already.
Yeah. All right. Badlands? Nope. All right. Yeah, I think this deck plays way too many. 3 Badlands is so many.
Yeah, it's possible like the Lorien Revealed is one of the reasons why you're playing so many Badlands, right? Because it's going to give you the island. Like if, for example, what was the name of the Black Cycle creature that just got banned?
Something troll.
Yeah, I thought yeah, some kind of troll, but
I mean, I feel very dead now. Like the Wasteland once again was just like the nail in the coffin.
right. I think I am just gonna hold here. This might be. I mean, I could definitely do some work to try to make these 3/3s, but it's not that obvious that it will happen because I need to find 2 types. And I would be using my hand kind of
Here's how bad this man is. Are you ready? My options are
aggressively.
Badlands or Swamp.
Because you need to cast a 3-mana spell, I assume, and the other blue-black land is tapped.
Yep. I think this mana base is built very wrong. So, all right. I guess we ponder first. Okay. I will put those in any order, and I will use ponder's ability.
Is there a reason that you didn't ponder before fetching?
I guess not. This mountain is really bad. I don't know what this casts. It's actually really terrible.
Sure. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna brainstorm now, both because I would like to hit Delirium if possible, but also because the brainstorm gets a lot worse with Bowmaster in play.
That definitely got picked up on my mic. I'm really sorry, everybody. They don't need to put this on the coaster. It's fine.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna help us here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That one's more interesting for sure. But I think kind of in a spot where I really want to find Delirium, but it's so unlikely at this point. I think I am still gonna bin this though. Okay.
Spoiler alert, you were really correct in that.
The Wasteland.
Yeah. Did you find Delirium anyway?
I did not find Delirium, but did find a Force of Will.
Oh, well, that's just as good.
It's not as good, but it is not
I don't know.
zero.
I think that it is actually game considering my hand.
Sure. Trying to decide how I want to do this here. I think I'm gonna stack it with Lightning Bolt, then Unholy Heat, and then I'm going to surveil away the Unholy Heat, leave the Lightning Bolt on top, and plan to draw the Lightning Bolt and then fetch.
I think that that is going to be pretty close to lethal.
Yeah, I'm still 2 off of Delirium. But I do have 3 surveils potentially next turn if I want them. I'll draw the bolt first. I'm gonna fetch now. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get the Thundering Falls. Because if I find something that gives me either a sorcery or an artifact, I will be a lot more incentivized to just Lightning Bolt now.
Yeah.
It's funny that earlier today we were talking about Delver of Secrets, and I was saying that Dragon Rage Channeler is just a lot more reliable at becoming a 3/3, but that has not been true in this game.
That's true. It would have been Delvers a lot in this game.
Yeah, Delvers would have flipped many times.
Okay.
That's very interesting. So you're going to 10 here, 8 minimum. Wow. It's another Lightning Bolt.
That is interesting. I would keep it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you answer one of these Darcys, Lightning Bolt doesn't do that much for me. And if you don't, then I'm probably going to be fine no matter what I'm drawing here.
Yeah.
So I kind of think I'm supposed to bin it.
Okay.
Kind of looking for like Delirium or a Murktide.
What was the second one?
Second one was a fetch land.
Okay. And you cut that?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I
okay.
binned it. I have no cards in hand. I don't think you're in that bad a shape here.
Well, my hand's pretty bad. So
That's fair. From my perspective, you're just like a Baraglyph away from just easily winning this game. So, or you know, even like a Kaido here would be pretty great. Yeah.
Okay, so we've been and played a bunch of lightning bolts. If I plus this, it's definitely dead to a spell. If I minus it, it's definitely dead to a spell. So it's got to be plus it. Oh no, minus it's 2 stun counters, so it actually saves me time. So we just need to hope you draw land and minus.
Yeah, I think minusing sounds correct to me.
All right.
Like you're already banking on me not getting Delirium, regardless of which one you choose.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. That doesn't sound like you got Delirium immediately.
No, I did not do that. Is there a reason to attack Kaido here? I guess it makes...
It turns off... No, it doesn't turn off anything.
Next turn
It turns off... That turns off nothing. It does nothing.
Well, it makes it to where if you 0 next turn, I can kill it.
Okay.
Probably worthwhile. I don't. Well, the thing is, if I attack you, well, I'm still a turn away from the other Darcy untapping, so it would have to be like exactly Lightning Bolt into Delirium. Um, I think this is really close. I'm not sure what the right answer is here. I'm just gonna attack you.
Okay.
I think the risk of potentially not killing a Kaido is not as bad as the risk of potentially missing lethal in a game where I'm so far behind. This is an interesting choice as well. I think getting the Surveil makes some sense here. Maybe not though. Actually, maybe it doesn't. I think I'm just supposed to tap out for this because there are 2 mana plays that I would not hate to have. Okay. Well, that's no good now. Oh, oh, I got Delirium because of the Darcy. I see. Think. I mean, it's not terrible. It's a Ponder I'm looking at here. You have no cards in hand.
I don't think I've activated Kaido yet.
Sure. Yeah, you are going to be able to Surveil and draw 1. I guess I'm just considering whether the selection off of Ponder is better. What am I trying to draw here? I guess a removal spell for the Kaido would go a long way. I think I am supposed to top this. It's kind of feels bad though.
Said no.
Yeah, they updated Magic Online a while ago to make you have to say no twice to things like Spell Pierce and Daze. I assume to limit misclicks on that kind of thing. Did you okay, you did Surveil 1 to the bottom, so get a random card.
I surveilled 2.
Oh, it's Surveil 2. Did you put them both in the graveyard?
I did.
Okay. We're gonna fire off the Ponder here. That's a really interesting card. I'm gonna top it because it might just be the best top or best like I'm gonna get to look at 3 here. So it's possible that's the option we end up with here. Ugh, that being said, these are not it. All right, I think I just gotta shuffle this. Okay.
I'm gonna do this now. Could be wrong, but I just like.
No, this seems correct to me because then you can decide whether you want to 0 or -2 or whatever, you know. I guess it does, like, 6 life is a lot different than 7, but
Yeah, that was my thought. I'm gonna keep both of those.
okay. That's a good one.
Hmm.
Well, I think that one might not be helping.
Helping you or helping me?
Helping me.
Oh.
I am dead.
All right. Let's take a quick break and go to the sideboard. All right, so I actually have quite a few cards that are kind of mid in this matchup. I don't know that I have any like actively bad cards. I'd love your opinion on it, but I ended up boarding out the 2 Thoughtseizes and 2 Force of Wills for 2 Fatal Push and 2 a Pyroblast and a Red Blast. I don't really like the Meltdown in this matchup, and I don't think Surgical or Nihil Spellbomb are like close to worth it. You could maybe convince me the Spellbomb is worth it, Matt, for this matchup, but I don't know. I don't know that it's like actively good enough to try to do.
I think you're more likely to lose to Corey Steelcutter than any card.
Yeah, which is funny because
so
I'm playing Meltdown and I don't want them. So
yeah. I mean, it just doesn't do the job that you want it to do, right? Like the
yeah,
damage from Corey Steelcutter is mostly already done, and like Meltdown, it's 3 mana. It's basically just really bad Gulligan's Command.
yeah, and I already have Kolaghan's Command in the main, so it was like
Right? Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like if somebody gave me a good argument for like a Nihil Spellbomb over like the second Force of Will, I'd probably listen.
Sure.
They were the cards that we kind of talked about as potential cards and things like that. Um, Overall, I think this matchup is probably what this deck expects is like a 45-50 matchup, as probably all of this deck's matchups are. Because that's what happens when you play Grixis Pile.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I think that this deck probably has a lot of matchups that are quite a bit worse than 45%, but
Sure.
I do think that this is the idea when you're playing a deck like this is you're trying to target things like Delver. Like you're just trying to be slightly bigger in the fair matchups and have you have a good amount of basics to play around Wasteland. You have really hard to answer threats and good amounts of removal.
So for you, it's like, is it just Pyroblast, Hydroblast, and that's it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna side in all 5 of the blasts in this matchup, and typically with Delver in the fair matchups, you tend to side out some combination of Force of Will and Daze.
You might do Unholy Heat, right?
No, I'm definitely not, because Bowmaster is a really big problem, as is Kaido,
Okay.
as is Barrogoyf. Like, I actually think Unholy Heat might even be just like better than Lightning Bolt in this matchup.
Okay.
But I'm gonna side out the Stifles. I think that just trying to hit your fetch lands isn't gonna be worthwhile most of the time. There's certainly an argument for it on the play. I can't remember. Am I on the play or the drawing? I think I'm on the play at this one.
You're
right?
on the play. Yep.
Okay, so basically, I'm gonna side out the 3 copies of Force of Will and 2 Stifles on the play, and I'm definitely gonna side out some number of Dazes and bring back in some number of Forces on the draw. But
Okay.
I will consider that when we get there.
All right. Well, let's go to game number 3. All right. Would you like to play first? No, I would not like to play first. I mean, I would. It's just on my turn. I think this is a keep.
Yeah, I now have info on what the matchup is. This hand is not the best, but I think that generally speaking, you are just supposed to keep cantrip hands in Legacy. So I am going to keep this hand.
All right. I will also keep. Obviously, I already said that, but Magical Line asked, so I'd answer.
Yeah, I could try to go for a Surveil land on one, but I think that's probably worse than just having my fetch land to sculpt my hand. So I'm just going to play a Volcanic Island and pass.
Speaking of sculpting your hand, we have like quite a few options on our turn. And I think the best one right now is this.
Land go, the classic.
Hey man, it's a powerful turn.
Gonna lead off with a Ponder here.
Ponder. Let that resolve.
Okay. I gotta keep remembering to put the Ponder pile in my hand cam. I'm sure that I've forgotten at least once in this video, and I apologize for that.
It was something that I didn't think about until we were playing Ponder, so.
I'm gonna stack it.
One of the nice things.
I'm gonna play around Thoughtseize a little bit, even though, you know, I know that you've cited them out, but I wouldn't know that in a game. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on the bottom, then this one, and then this one, and not shuffle.
One of the nice things that we can do is actually post your entire gameplay, though, to the Patreon, and then not even worry about that. So that's something you and I can talk about.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Do we even want to correct this fetch land? I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to do it.
Surveil land on turn 1 in that deck makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, because of our draw, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, I guess. And then pass.
Okay, this is
not the best.
hard representing Pyroblast here.
Yeah, it is. I said it was not the best.
Sure, no, it's not. I mean, holding up Pyroblast isn't even bad. It's just obviously not going to be that good here, but it's not like a embarrassing play or anything. Yeah, that's fine. I know what my top card is.
Do you want it?
I don't know. That's unclear. It's the third Brainstorm.
You have 2 Brainstorms in your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I probably don't want that. I also think that I want to bobble now because...
You want to bobble now and then fetch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to bobble now because, again, you know, you always got to think about Bowmaster in matchups like this, and I think that you playing Bowmaster on your upkeep is a better spot for me than...
Yeah, that's fair.
Other spots. Okay. I'm just going to fetch another Volcanic here. Baraglyph. That's a pretty good one. When you started tapping 3 mana, though, I gotta admit, I was thinking it was Kolaghan's command, so I'm not super unhappy to see Baraglyph
Not
by comparison.
they're not the worst, the better of two outcomes.
Yeah, yeah. Not that, Baraglyph is great for me or anything, but I'm gonna lead off with a Brainstorm. Okay.
That does give you Delirium.
Does do that. I think I have to fetch one of these cards away. This is a really interesting Brainstorm. I am very unconfident on resolving that one correctly. I have one more Volcanic Island in the deck, which is definitely something I should note.
You have an island.
Yeah, I was gonna say this might mean that I should fetch Island here, because by fetching Island here, it leaves me the option to fetch Volcanic later when I potentially am like passing with just a fetch land open.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I will fetch an Island. I definitely wanted 6 of my 7 cards there, so fetching here doesn't have a 0 cost. There's also more than one way I could play this turn as well.
I hope none of them will involve killing a Baraglyph.
They do not involve killing a Baraglyph.
I like that.
I guess I already had the read that you have Red Blast in hand. You might not, but it is a read that I have reason to believe, so... that makes me want to do this now.
Oh, you're gonna cantrip. Okay. Oh, that's so much better. Okay.
We're gonna top that. That was a really good card to have on top of the deck.
You said the one that kills us? Because that would be annoying.
This is an interesting way to tap.
How else would I tap that?
Well, it's leading me to believe that you don't actually have Hydroblast, or Pyroblast, rather.
Yeah. It's a good read. Okay. That's annoying.
This is also a very interesting one. I think I'm supposed to top this. It's going to give me more flexibility next turn, I think.
Dude, seriously? Another bet.
Okay, Rainstorm is fine.
No, it's not. It's not fine. Oh my gosh. 3 all cards and all of them are bad? Come on, man. I think I'm dead. I mean, I guess I can't be dead because like you didn't kill the Bargoyf, but it's. I should wonder if I put this back in the right order now that I'm thinking about this, because I needed the other one to live. Yeah, if I didn't put... Oh, no, I'm fine. It doesn't matter which way. I did put them in the right order, but...
Okay. It's possible that I was supposed to bottom the card that I topped. It's kind of unclear. Marktide Regent.
Do you have a force?
I do have a force.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes.
Let me do some math here for a second. Okay, so if I force this, my top card is Mishra's Wobble. So I go Brazen Borrower,
so
Mishra's Wobble.
I have 5. You take. I take
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, I'm dead.
11. You block 2 of it. It's 9 plus. It's 13. Sorry, 9. It's only 5, I think.
Yeah, and I'd actually my guide would actually be a 5, 4, 5, 6 because there's no creature in the graveyard.
Okay.
I still think you're supposed to do it.
I think I'm supposed to let it resolve then.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I have to pitch Brainstorm to make this happen, and I think the Brainstorm could just grow grow them bigger.
Be better.
So if I play Brazen Borrower first, and then play Spell, then all my guys are 3/3s. So I'd have 5 3/3s. You have 2 blockers. I'd have 6 3/3s. So you go block. You're taking 12, gaining 4.
Be dead.
That's dead, right? Oh no, because some of these aren't going to be 3/3s. Oh no, they are. They are, right?
No, they won't all be 3/3s.
No, they will.
Do you have? Oh, because you have 2 spells. Yep. Okay. Two Quarry Steel Cutters is just so many. Quarry Steel Cutters.
Yeah.
It's just like GG's baby. Yeah, I'm gonna go to -1.
I think it's a little more than -1 because you're taking, like I said, you're taking 12, gaining 4. So it's gonna be -2, but
okay. This is probably a bad keep, but we're gonna keep it.
I'm gonna keep my hand. My hand looks pretty good.
I like my other hand way better. But that's behind the camera stuff.
Yeah, a little behind the scenes there. So for those wondering, I did elect to side in 2 more Force of Wills in exchange for 2 dazes while on the draw.
Go ahead, I think. Yeah, go ahead.
This is actually a really interesting spot as well. I think it would be somewhat intuitive here to fetch a Surveil land, because I'm not going to cast any spells here. The problem, though, is that you're representing Bowmaster. And if I want to daze, returning the Thundering Falls is definitely a good news, bad news kind of situation. I think that has me inclined to just not fetch a Thundering Falls.
Nice.
Okay, this probably just has to be my fight here. You might have Pyroblast, but just play a low resource game if that's true. At the very least, fighting over Corey Steelcutter while it's on the stack is going to deny me a monk token this turn. It's probably a good draw. I think I'm supposed to play out the Volcanic Island before I casting Ponder, because I want to hold up Lightning Bolt in case you have Bowmaster. I guess I'm probably going to Wasteland this turn anyway, so I could just Wasteland first and see. But I'm already in my main phase. I should have, well, that's actually a really interesting spot. This would have been correct probably to Wasteland during my own draw step after I noticed that I was going to draw the Volcanic Island. But I did not have a stop in my draw step. That's also a very rare play.
Sure.
Like, even in a paper tournament, I don't think that I would have been able to make
Remember?
that work. Yeah, because I would, it's pretty, you have to kind of, make that decision pretty immediately to not have, passed the draw step, I guess. Because the thing is, now I just need to make a token before combat, so it doesn't really matter if I Wasteland first.
Okay. Pretty big trouble now. Well, I guess not really. Not if I draw a land. If I draw a land, I probably just win the game.
Kind of interesting choice here. Okay, I'm going to keep this pile, and I think that this has me... I don't know. It's actually really interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm... Probably am still supposed to Wasteland. Which makes me wonder if this pile is still a keep. Probably is, but I think yeah, I'm just gonna do it like this. And I'm gonna wasteland. I think that I'm not supposed to attack this turn though. I definitely want to take you off of double blue here.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I don't want to attack because I am concerned about ninjutsu. Yeah, fatal push is okay.
I'm in pretty big trouble until we draw a land here. You know, I feel pretty far behind against Quarry Steelcutter, but we'll see.
How do you feel about another Quarry Steelcutter?
Depends. Do you have a thing to do with it?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's worth pointing out too that in a deck like Spencer's, casting
Okay. That
casting
was good.
or having a split between Pyroblast and Red Blast makes actually a lot of sense because they are functionally the same. And you avoid your opponent necessarily knowing how many of each you have. Like it's harder to decipher what you're playing if you're playing a split, and like there are potential like surgical extraction implications or whatever. But in a deck like this deck, my deck, it is actually just strictly better to play the blasts because they can be used with illegal targets,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense.
I think I need to
Oh my gosh. I'm the
apply some
worst.
pressure.
I just had all those games with the not our faces, but it's fine.
Okay.
It'll be an awkward video. It's okay. I'll put a thing over it.
Okay. Yeah, pretty interesting spot here. I think I am obligated to apply some pressure here, which I think constitutes. I don't think I care that much about the Orc Army.
That makes sense to me.
So I think I'm supposed to lightning bolt you in the face.
It's upsetting. You could do your face.
Yeah,
That was another option.
and then I'm going to target the Orc Army with a Hydro Blast here.
Okay.
This is definitely a pretty aggressive line, and I'm not confident that using the Hydro Blast that way, or the Lightning Bolt for that matter, is correct. But I feel that the longer this game goes on, the farther behind we get. I mean, similarly, it's not that clear that I'll be able to make another monk token in the near future, which makes me feel that I should daze this spell.
Truck here. Okay. This is actually interesting. I guess I'm supposed to do it this way.
Just gonna attack for 2 here. Planning to fetch the surveil land if nothing happens. Actually, I might not be. Really gonna depend on the turn. Okay. No Kaido. I think I am supposed to fetch the surveil land. It is close though. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to top that. Three cards in hand. It's impressive that I have a Quarry Steelcutter in the graveyard right now and don't have Delirium.
It's impressive. Sure.
A little bit awkward to a Bowmaster, but I guess it's a little bit awkward for you as well. There's like some interesting timing windows here. You get to kill my Darcy, which is almost certainly correct, but now you're going to lose it to, you know, your new orc army. Oh, okay. It's probably... Oh, well, that's interesting.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Yeah, you could have resolved that first.
Yeah,
If you had resolved the ability and then done this, it would have worked out for you.
Oh, man.
And the thing is, I would actually just say I won't attack with the Darcy, but it's not even an option available to me.
It's fine. All right, no, it's worth the pun is worth the video. I didn't think about it. All right, we'll concede this game, and we will be right back. That was such a funny punt.
What was the rest of your hand?
It's the final game, yeah, for the marbles. For the marbles.
Don't I already have the marbles?
No, I mean you already won the match. Now it's for the marbles.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows that's how the marbles.
This hand looks like a keep to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it.
I think this hand is a keep. I think it's pretty bad.
I think my hand is really great if there's a land in the top 5 cards of my deck.
Nice. I've already won though because I just took a sip of ice water, and that's the best.
Well, those are not lands.
Not the best start for our hero.
I actually had interesting options already from turn 1 here. I am currently looking like I might miss a land drop. I could have played out some Misha's Baubles, but I'm kind of being greedy.
Did the greed pay?
Did pay.
Well, I don't like that.
I think it is correct to play a Mishra's Bubble here. So now the question is, I think I'm actually not gonna crack it. Because if I do, and you, well, hold on, you can't Bowmaster right now though, so I actually should.
Yep.
You can't play land during your upkeep.
It's true. It's actually not allowed.
Not easily, at least.
Yeah, there could be a way to do it. I am not.
Growth Spiral, I mean, comes to mind.
Yeah, but I don't have 2 lands. So.
Sure, yeah.
This one. No, I don't like that. Okay. I feel very dead. Okay. Alright, so we have Sheldred's Edict and Brainstorm.
Okay.
If I Sheldred Edict, it's just saving me 3 of 9. Or 3 of 6, sorry.
Well, you're already assuming that I'm casting another spell, so it's actually saving you at least 4, right?
Yeah, I assume you're casting another spell. But we will... I think I just have to save the damage. There's just not enough Force Wills in my deck to, like...
Or I guess it is only 3, right? Because I was going to make
Yeah, it's only 3, yeah, but I do feel the deads.
I think similarly, I'm probably okay with you casting a Bowmaster in your upkeep at this point. So
oh yeah, your 2/2s don't care about that?
They do, but I have days, so you playing into days is kind of a hope, I guess.
Oh man, I punted.
Yeah, I saw that you had Force of Will on top of the deck. Maybe brainstorming for Force of Will is just better than trying to save the damage, because it's really unclear how you get out of double Steel Cutter. I mean, Baragoyf would be maybe a possible out. I think one thing that has been interesting is that this deck has a lot more of a Force of Will check than it seems like it might have. I think maybe it is possible that you are not supposed to side out Force of Wills just because Corey Steelcutter is like almost unbeatable when it hits the board.
Yeah, I am thinking that too. That I should have brainstormed for Force of Will, and also that maybe Force of Will stays in. But it's, you know, that's what the point of these videos are for us.
Yeah, definitely. I think that wasn't necessarily intuitive going into this matchup.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure that I have lethal here.
Oh, I don't like that.
I actually probably have 20 damage.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you have 2 lightning bolts?
I have a lightning bolt.
Okay. 3. So 4. Oh, what is that targeting? That's annoying. Okay. That might be lethal. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I'm just dead. Okay. GG's!
You should force a will it though, so I can meme on you. Hold on.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. Here you go, buddy. Just for you.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Anything for the homie. Perfect. Didn't even need the days. Yes. No, I can't pay for that. So can't pay for that one either. Okay. So we take 18 there, or 20, 26 there.
Yeah, that's a pretty good turn 3.
Yeah. Okay. And Matt Clayton wins. We'll be back. So, Matt, what do you think of Corey Stillcutter?
Yeah, that card is insane. Like, yeah, Delver's never had turn 3s like that, and it happens basically every time you have double Corey Steelcutter. Certainly the baubles helped a lot, right? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I've turn 3'd with this deck. I don't know, like probably 7 or 8 times after only having played 20 matches.
Yeah, so. I think my biggest learning there was your deck was very real and my deck was not, and I picked, I picked it for the memes, but it was, you said it, I think, off camera, and you were like, if this is how this matchup plays out, like, there's no chance you're supposed to play Grixis.
Yeah, I mean that was like Grixis' whole thing was that it beat the Delver decks, back in the day. Like even dating back to Check Pile when Deathrite Shaman was the card. Like you'd have Deathrite Shamans for Delver's Deathrite Shamans and like Leobold and stuff to go over the top a little bit.
It's my favorite deck. Let's go.
Yeah, if this matchup is as bad as it seems, then I think that Grixis control is currently not it.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. We had a ton of fun this week, kind of doing something a little bit different. We will probably be back next week with Standard, as it will be new Standard, and we will have fun things to talk about and do. Don't forget to check out our sponsor link in the show notes, and we'll see you all next time with a brand new episode of Constricted Clash.